Hey, what's up? It's Sagittarius B. This is a beat breakdown showing you all how I produced Memousa by Saira Dee. Tune in. Let's get it.
I don't sleep. Let me think I'm always alert. I'm not a system. I'm invested in people. Not your emotions. You be always devoted. Once we access, they can never revoke it. Just know that I wrote this when dealing with roaches.
Okay, so this is just the whole setup of the beat. So here with these audio files is just the melody because I have rendered it. So just show you how I started with the whole melody. By the way, this beat, for the inspiration behind it, was this other song. I think the colors are featured on the song. I think the title is Mojo Mata, something like that. So after I listened to that song, that beat specifically, I was inspired to kind of like do something to that, going to that direction, and this is what I came up with. Memousa was produced. So what I started with is keys. So this is just a one shot. If you have watched my breakdown videos before, you know that I used one shots mostly. So this is the one shot key. And then after here, I kind of I was working on E minor, so I just created an E minor chord. So what happened is that this thing, okay, this was actually here. So what I did, I just click Control up, so I actually took it up an octave, So before it was here, and then I also had this thing was not here, the H4 was not here, that note was not there. So basically I had this thing only. I had that thing only, and then actually no, I think I took the H4 to H3. So is this one that was not there. So this was the minor chord that I had at first, and it was like this. And then what I did, I just took this note up an octave, and then I just copied this note to the other octave and octave down. And then after that, I just created the other chord. So with this other chord, I just took this note. So I just put this note here. So basically, it's just the same chord, just that I took down this note there, and this is how the whole thing sounded like. Then it goes on to be 8 bars. And then from there, I had this pad. So with this pad, I was just layering the keys. So what I did, I just copied the chords, and then that's it. And then obviously I have to put on some lead. If you have listened to the beats that I have produced, I like some lead on the beats, especially if it's like trap mostly. I like leads, so this is the lead that I did. So what I did with this note here, I just slid this note. That's why it had this yeah. So I just slid that note, and then what I did, I rendered that melody. So how I render a melody, you just come here to the master channel, you click this button here, then it becomes red, and then you just say Alt and R. Click Alt and R, you hold Alt, then you click R, and then it will render your melody there. And then I just chopped it. After that, I went here, and then I took it down 3 semitones, I think. Yeah, it was 3 semitones, and then this is how it sounded like after I took it down 3 semitones, the whole thing. the vibe that I wanted. I wanted a dark vibe, sort of like a dark vibe. I didn't want something too, don't know how to explain it, too jolly, something like that. So I just wanted dark vibe. That's why I had to just pitch it down. So after that, I went to the drums. I didn't want a lot going on with the melodies. Went to the drums. Just wanted to keep it simple. Went to the clap. And that's it. Nothing fancy. Just it hits here. Then it continues like that. And then went to the hi-hat. So this is how the hi-hat was. Then if you can see, I just repeated the 4 bar. And then here in the velocity, I just played with the velocities a bit. And then you can just go to the open hat. So if you hear it, it's kind of like, not kind, but it is a reverse open hat. That's why it goes like shh, a reverse open hat. Then I went to some packaging here. Let me just start it here. So if you check this packaging here, I just played with the velocities again. So that thing kind of like gives it, a groove a bit and some variation. And then also have a bongo, which is part of the percussions. I also played with the velocities again. And then before I go to the 808s, let me just check the snare. So I had this snare that went like, yeah. And then that snare kind of gives the beat that energy. If you listen to the beat, I'll play the whole beat when I'm done. Kind of gives it that energy, when the beat is playing. And then I hit the kick. The kick is just simple. And mostly when I do it, I just use the 808 pattern when I do the kick. So the kick kind of follows like the 808 pattern. So the first 808 that I started with is this one, is Z 808. Shout out to LLB for this one. Take it from LLB. So this is how the Z 808 goes like. That's it. So what I wanted with the 808s, I wanted like a call and response. So a call and response, sort of like when one 808 hits, another one responds. So the Z calls, and then the other 808 that I'm going to play now, it responds. So for example, in the first one, you see I have the first note here. Let me just zoom in. I have the first note here, and then I have like sort of huge space or a white space right there. So that's where the other 808 needs to respond to the other 808 that calls. So for example, if I can just play this, it says, then the other one will hit maybe somewhere here. It responds, the other one calls again, maybe with some 2 notes, the other one responds again. So that's sort of like call and response. And then this, the other 808 that responds. So let me just play it solo for now, and then after that I'll play the 2 808s. So if you just play this 808 individually or solo, it don't make any sense. But if you play it with that Z 808, that's when you'll hear the pattern. Oh, this is what's happening. So let me play the 2 808s. Just mute this. So this is how they go like. See, that's kind of like the call and response I was talking about. When the other one calls, the other one responds. Then, that was all for the beat. Saira hit me up. He said he wants a beat, and I had this beat, and I kind of thought like it fits his style, because sometimes Saira is a bit melodic, so thought he'll operate, something like that. And obviously he killed the beat. Please go check it out. Check out Memousa on Spotify. I'll put the link down in the description. And yeah, let me play the whole beat. Memousa, go check it out. It's a banger, as you know. Peace out.